The Bible often talks about God's kingdom, particularly in the New Testament. But through the history of the church, there's been a lot of debate about how many kingdoms there really are. With the rise of Christendom, which is not the same thing as Christianity, there was a fair bit of debate about whether the whole idea of the kingdom of God can be equated with Christian political power, which inevitably becomes corrupt. Are there two kingdoms of the state and the church, or are there only one? Augustine wrote that great treatise, The City of God, where he compares two kingdoms, the city of man that is destined to perish and the city of God that will endure. At the time of the Reformation, when they needed to deal with the issue of corrupt political power, which in many ways was equated with the power of the Roman Catholic Church, again, the question is looked at in a particular historical context. We still see vestiges of this separation between that which is secular and that which is sacred in the whole idea of a separation of church and state. Now, I'm very much in favour of a separation of church and state, but it doesn't mean that God's kingdom only rules over one kingdom and not over the other. A helpful corrective to this has come in the movement that's normally identified as Neo-Calvinism. People like Abraham Kuyper is a strong proponent of this. And he says very clearly that Jesus is king over all. And I think this corrective is helpful to our secular and sacred divide. God is concerned for all. It's therefore possible to apply a Christian worldview to any legitimate endeavour. The Gospels clearly identify two kingdoms, but the division is not between sacred and secular. The division is between the kingdom of God and the kingdom of Satan. And the kingdom of God can permeate any part of legitimate activity in the world, and it should. And sadly, the kingdom of Satan is sometimes all too evident in many parts of the world as well. And so the kingdom of God needs to be understood as God's kingly rule in all the earth.